So, after the highs, apparent highs of Christmas and New Year, it's all come crashing down. It's January. Don't like January's anyway, generally. But so you'd think I'd be really happy. This is my first January as a size 16 person. I think you can tell from looking at me. I'm not feeling great at the moment. So basically, depression has sort of hit me like a ton of bricks. Probably drank too much over Christmas, as along with the rest of the nation. However, having the bypass means I'm not able to process it as well. I was also told before Christmas in my last dietitian's appointment that I should have been on B12 injections from about 6 months out, but I haven't been. And then the bariatric team didn't tell the doctors. I went to the doctors myself, begging for these injections just before Christmas. She said, "Well, I need a thing from the bariatric team." So and I'm sitting there shaking and tired, and they're saying, if your B12 levels go down, it can cause irreversible damage. So this is quite serious. But she still wouldn't do anything without a letter saying exactly how much, from the team. So I then had to go away and ring them again, and she had to send a letter to the GP. So I still haven't had my B12 injections. Could be one of the contributing factors to the depression. But and this is what I've said this right from the beginning. I still haven't had any, counselling or therapy or anything about the weight loss and how to deal with my body image and all this kind of stuff, and what and it opens up a lot of can of worms. And I bet you I'm not the only person out there who's got some kind of trauma, childhood, whatever issues to deal with from the past. If you're wondering what I'm on about, there's a video I did a little while ago about it. But anyway, the point is, people become obese, severely obese enough to need surgery for quite deep personal mental reasons. You'd think, because otherwise they wouldn't be morbidly obese. They'd be able to handle it and do normal exercise and have a normal life like normal people do. People who get to this morbidly obese stage have deep-seated issues that they need to deal with. Now, having the surgery doesn't deal with those issues, and as a medical profession, you'd think people would realise that. Now, I think they do realise it, and whether it's an issue with funding or whatever, I don't know, but it's not okay. I don't think it's okay to give people this surgery. And I had mine done in Sweden, fair enough, but it's exactly the same in Britain. Now I'm back and I'm in their aftercare system. And this should be addressed on a European level, perhaps, anyway. So if you give people this surgery, you must give them the proper aftercare support package, okay? Because, and I'm going to do my figures and my research later, the amount of money that obesity costs the NHS or to whoever is really, really massive. Okay, we know that. But mental health issues cost a massive amount as well. And if you're just transferring, the obesity issue to then becoming like a mental health issue, which I think it is happening with a lot of people. Some are very lucky and they're fine. And it's the same with the excess skin, them not removing this excess skin, which then leads to people having mental health issues and stuff. It's ridiculous. So what I'm going to do, I don't feel very well at the moment. I've got a cough and a cold as well, and a bit of depression, and I've actually had to take time off work, so that's costing people money as well, isn't it? But listen, whether it's costing employers money or the state money, the idea of this surgery being available to people is so that they can go on to live healthy, productive lives. And you just need a little bit of therapy. It doesn't cost a lot of money. There are therapists around all over the place. All they need to do is incorporate that into the system of aftercare, even if it's subsidised. Luckily, my employer is paying, in a way, for a couple of sessions of therapy for whatever reason. They don't know what it's about. But what happened was I had my first therapy session just before Christmas. I opened up a massive can of worms about stuff. I wasn't able to access any till this Thursday, and I'm only allowed 4 sessions, and after that I can't afford anymore. So then that leaves me in this state of opening up this big can of worms, starting this therapy journey and not being able to continue it because the employer won't pay for it, and the NHS aren't going to be able to let me continue with that private therapist. They're going to say, well, you have to go on the waiting list for talking therapies or something, and I don't need something general about my life. I need something specific to this. And so this rant, although I'm a bit clogged up and depressed and all this and look like shit, is really important, and it's the start of me, hopefully when I got enough energy, campaigning to get a better aftercare package for people who've had this surgery. And I'm really thinking about it before going into the surgery as well, because sometimes it might be that if you actually address the psychological issues, perhaps the surgery isn't even needed. You know? I mean, it's not rocket science, really. This whole thing needs to be looked at more, though, you know? The surgery and the psychological aspect of it. And some of these patients might be actually okay and able to lose the weight and live productive lives without the surgery. So that would save, 15 grand per patient. And some of the people really do need the surgery, but are only going to be able to make the most of it if they then have this aftercare package, including therapy. So there. Now, I would really, really like people to message me, write in, comment, email, Facebook me, saying if you have also found this, that you have had the surgery, you lost the physical weight but are struggling mentally in any aspect of your life. Now, I'm including in this relationships, because I know there's a breakdown in relationships a lot of times, and that is probably because the person who's lost the weight isn't able to process things properly, and the partner needs help in dealing with a changing partner. So really part of the package should be a couples therapy. So I really want people to help me get on board. I'm obviously not in a great great state myself at the moment, but I'm not going out without a fight. So, please help me here, because we need to help each other in this sort of weight loss community. So please get in touch with me, and let's try and start some sort of campaign where we can get the aftercare that we need, because mental health isn't a joke, and there's not so much of a stigma about it as there used to be. But I love my job, I love my family. I did this surgery so that I could be better and live a happy, productive life. And if I get the proper support that I need, I'll be able to do that.